Hey folks, just before we get started, just wanted to let everyone know I'm still getting used to using this webcam and the light setup that I have, so please bear with me while I learn how to do that as well as some other fun hobby modeling things. Thank you. Hi everyone, my name is Will. I've had this YouTube channel for quite some time and haven't really done anything with it, so I just had the bright idea to document me making some scale model miniature dioramas and stuff, mostly tanks and infantry and things like that. It's been a hobby of mine for a really long time, and I'm just kind of getting back into it after a long hiatus. I'm no professional by any stretch of the word. And I thought this would be a good idea for me to learn some new stuff and try out some new techniques and whatnot. So here we go. Hi there, folks. I'm working on this BMP-1 made by Dioramas. And I decided to start working on this after I got some little modern military marine guys, and I wanted to make a little diorama that I've been jumping around with a little bit. There's no good lighting there. Let's see. Yeah. I've just found that it's kind of hard to find more modern military stuff. There's plenty of armor, but not a lot of infantry kits or anything like that. So these are the 1/35th scale Tamiya. I believe it's like the Operation Iraqi Freedom or something like that kit. It comes with some U.S. Army guys as well, but I'm not as big of a fan of their poses. They're mostly stuff like this, which is just kind of, I don't know, they're just kind of standing around, which is, okay for some dioramas, but I'm a little bit more into the, I guess, action poses, which I'm going to immediately disprove on the next thing that I'm working on. I put this guy together. The model is pretty simple, not a ton of detail, which is fine because I want to use it as a destroyed one. The story/theme going on is these American troops are somewhere in Afghanistan, or I guess Iraq. We'll see how I just want to paint it up. And they've come across this busted up Russian BMP, which fits with real stuff mostly. I don't know. This is at my local shop. This was the only kind of 1/35th scale modern military thing that I wanted to go with. I didn't want to do a full tank. I would have rather have gone with an AFV or some sort of armored marine transport. That would have been cool too. But I saw this and I've never put together any sort of Russian or Eastern armor, so I felt like this would be a fun little challenge. I did a bunch of holes with a Dremel, just to make it look like it got hit with some like anti-tank stuff, RPG hits or something like that, although it kind of looks more like it got hit with like 4 RPGs and then strafed by an A-10 or something like that, which makes me think maybe I should change it to an Iraqi BMP and do a Desert Storm thing. That being said, these guys are more of the 2003-4-ish era, so that could still potentially work, but isn't as congruous as I would have liked. The green on this guy is this stuff. It's the Citadel liquid green stuff. Now, it's normally meant to fill gaps and stuff, and I have an example of that real quick with this guy. Ooh, so I've used it to fill in some gaps and stuff where maybe I missed a little bit with the setting of the pieces, or just the molding was a little off, etc. But something that it's really good for is just adding, doing a little bit of like pre-texturing. So I've done a lot around the impact spots with the holes, and then I've done a bunch on like flat areas or areas that I'm going to rough up more anyways, but I just wanted to get a little bit more base texture in. Now I went a little crazy with this one just because it's supposed to be old and a little rusted up, so this is kind of a new thing for me, so we'll see how it looks once it's all painted. But for now, I think it actually looks okay. It dries pretty flat, so that's kind of nice so far. Again, I'll know more once I prime it. But it's I've seen some other pictures and other results of what other people have done, and it adds a nice, just extra little layer of stuff to areas of models that are too flat, that are a little too clean. So we'll see how that works out. So ideally, I'm going to have this guy maybe half buried or in some sort of embankment with these guys posed around it like they're taking cover. So that'll be a pretty quick, easy little guy. And then I have another one that I'm working on currently, which is, this is just a 1/35th scale Tamiya early production Sherman that I put together. And I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do with it or anything. Here's the turret. You can see I've tried to fill in some holes and stuff that aren't quite correct with earlier versions of Shermans with that green stuff, but when you use the liquid green stuff, it's really just for little gaps and smoothing stuff out. It doesn't really work as well as the regular epoxy or putty. So as you can see, I've done a bunch of that texturing stuff on the tracks and the skirts, the armor skirts here and in there and stuff like that. Again, just like areas like right in here where it is just way too flat and there's no texture or detail. So with those, I work at a local hobby shop and we have some stuff that we've just had lying around. So I got a set of these British tank riders, which I thought was pretty cool. You don't see a lot of those. So we've got the commander who's gonna sit up here in his cupola. I think it looks pretty cool. I've always liked the idea of guys riding on tanks. There's a moment in Call of Duty 2 where you're playing as the British, where you all come into some town. I want to say El Alamein, but I'm 100% sure that that's not correct. And you're all riding on tanks into this town that erupts in this mass battle. But I always think that's a cool image. Yeah, I did some of that texturing work on their helmets. If it will focus. There we go. Just again, because those helmets are really flat, and like the real life helmets have that sort of concrete texture. Let's see if we can get it. Yeah, there we go. It just adds a little extra. Just a little extra something, which is nice. I also did some to their boots and whatnot. So I'm going to get these tanks primed, and then we'll go through some tank painting. All right.